and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie, and this is the week 14, March the 31st through April the 6th, weekly book wrap-up. It has been a very busy day. Very busy day. So I'm going to do this as super quickly as I possibly can. I apologize because I'm doing this super quick because this week has been super slumpy when it comes to ebooks. It has been super busy because it's the first week of VEDA, which you guys have been amazing at. I greatly appreciate that. At least like 100 a day people watch my videos. Thank you so much, because there is so much talk about how doing VEDA messes up your analytics and messes up your watches and your views and messes up your channel numbers and stuff like that. I think you guys are proving that it's incorrect. Thank you very much. I mean, the increase has been great, and even though my analytics say that I am down for the last 28 days, I think you guys are doing amazing because every single day, at least 100 people are watching, or I get 100 views on every single video that I have put out. So thank you, thank you, thank you oh so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Today was super busy because it's Sunday. We just had a 2-day swim meet. It was the last swim meet that my son swam in as a 10-year-old, or in the 10 and under time goals, and he crushed this weekend. Oh my goodness, he dropped time in every single thing that he swam in. I am super proud of him, and it was a good send-off from the 10-year-olds on to the 11 and 12-year-old age group. But let's get to last week's reads. As I said, I was in a slump for most of last week, and I didn't get very many books read. I read 4 books last week, but I was busy with everything else going on in my life. And the beginning of the month seems to be a very slumpy time for me. So I don't know why that is, because probably I'm like ramping up for the next month and, you know, dealing with ramping down from the last month and getting all those videos out and stuff like that. But hey, 4 books is still great. Any books during the month is great. So don't get frustrated if you're not reading as fast as I am, or if you are, and if you're going over, I'm not fretting you either. So let's get into the books. The first book that I read last week was Fire in His Spirit, which was Fireblood Dragon number 5 by Ruby Dixon. I am loving this series. In this book, I give it 4 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listened to it as an audiobook, and this is an erotic paranormal romance, also dystopian for that. This book, we follow Gwen, who is the leader of the Shreveport Fort. I think I said that correctly. And her fort is being attacked, and they don't know why. So they know that in the past they have learned, or we have learned, if you're not just picking up this book, which I do not recommend. They can be supposedly read as standalones, but I do not suggest that you read these books as standalones. I think you should start from the beginning of the series and then work your way to this, because it will make so much more sense if you get to this point in this book, in this part of the story, than if you were just to pick up this book. So back to what this book is actually about. Gwen is our Shreveport leader. She has been sort of thrust into this role, and her sister is missing, but there is a dragon that is waiting to attack. His name is Vaughn, and you get this point where Vaughn doesn't really remember anything, and he continues to lose his mind and stuff like that. Well, there's other visitors, other dragons, other mated dragons that are in the area as well, and they have to continually tell Vaughn what's going on because his memory is just that jumbled from coming through the rift. And Gwen, she was not my favorite female character. I was getting a little annoyed with her. Actually, I remained pretty annoyed with her throughout the entire book. Although I would have liked her more if she was a little stronger, and Vaughn pretty much saved this story. Him, even with his scatterbrain mind, I loved that scattered brain mind of his, because we sort of revert back to the different swing of how things could be from the dragons coming through the rift, and I just really enjoy that aspect. She wasn't my favorite. He is topping out to be one of my favorite dragons that have come through the rift. I did enjoy the story a lot, except for the fact that I was annoyed with Gwen. So, we'll leave that at that. The next story that I read was Between Us and Forever by Dylan Allen. I place this in contemporary. I give it 5 stars. I give it 5 Steam fans. And I listened to it on the podcast of Read Me Romance. Read Me Romance. Now, I have never mentioned this before, but I don't think that the theme song is that quickly, because I actually listened to the podcast on 1.5 speed, and that's how fast it comes out to me. So when I sing it to you guys, it most definitely is not that fast if you're listening to the podcast in a slower speed. So sorry, but that's how I listen to it, and that's how I love it. So back to Between Us and Forever by Dylan Allen. I got the chance to meet Dylan Allen. She is the sweetest, most kind and person. I just want to talk to her. I just want to talk to her and conversate with her. And this was my first experience into a story of hers. I was going to read some of her other books, but she said they were getting revised, and she asked me not to read them yet. So I haven't read them yet. But this was a quick sort of get a feel of her, and oh, I loved it. I loved every single moment of it. In this story, we have Elizabeth and we have Carter. They were sort of sweethearts when they were in high school. And then there was a split. They went and they lived their own separate lives. 10 years later, Carter comes back to town after he's been doing what he's been doing. He is a famous rock star now, but he came back to be with the one that has inspired him and was his true love, and it's a second chance love story. It is so sweet. On day 2, I was fanning myself, so it's hot, it's steamy, and I was just like, yes, I need more of this story of Carter and Liz's story, because they were amazing. I want more. I would love to hear the backstory of where Liz came from, what Carter has been doing on tour, and just all of that, and how they are together now. Oh, please. Please, Dylan, I would love that. Or if you can tell me where I can find some more information about them, I would love it. Love it, love it. And I'm here for what Dylan is about to bring to me, because I have a feeling she's going to be put on that realistic contemporary shelf with her bestie, Kennedy Ryan, and I'm going to love them to death. Yes. The next book that I finished reading was Honeymoon, Hideaway, which is part of the Blackout romance anthology by Cary, Hart. Now, the anthology is a whole bunch of authors, but this story, Honeymoon, Hideaway, which is included in that anthology, is by Cary, Hart. I place this in rom-com. I give it 4 stars, 3 Steam fans, and Cary gave it to me as an arc. The release of the anthology came out while I was reading it, and I loved this story. I thought it was so funny and so cute, and just had so much sass and sweetness and sexiness and things like that. This story follows Vegas. Yes, her name is Vegas, and they're in Las Vegas, and there is a blackout. However, Vegas is running Grant's great-grandparents' one-stop Vegas shopping or marital sort of place. So they do weddings, they do honeymoons, all of that, right? And when the lights go out, Grant and Vegas, oh, they have an adventure. There's a smoking goat, like a smoking goat. And a aunt that is just off her stinking rocker. I loved every single moment of this. I laughed out loud to this. I could see this being exploding into something more. They were super sweet. I actually didn't need anything more. It was just so much fun, and I loved these two characters, Vegas and Grant. Their banter back and forth was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. The next book and the final book that I finished last week was Hookshot, which is Hoops number 3 by Kennedy Ryan. I place this in contemporary. I give this 5 humongous stars, like humongous, amazing, oh my god, stars. 4 Steam fans, and I read this as an arc. However, it has been released, so you guys can take this book in. Now, this book is about Keenan and Lotus, and it took me so long because I have now deemed Kennedy Ryan as my queen of realistic contemporary romances. Period. That's all that's to it. I will forever bow down to her way of giving me the contemporary romance that I need, but also giving this like realistic aspect to it that makes me cry and rips my heart out. This book was a bit heavy, and especially heavy because it deals with one of my triggers, which is childhood sexual abuse, and so it was a little harder to take. However, it was a beautiful and slow burn. Sweet Jesus. Woo! Is this a slow burn? It is also about a age gap romance because Keenan and Lotus are, I want to say, 12 or 13 years apart in age. He's a divorcee. He's a basketball player, and it was just so good. Oh, so good. Even though it made me tear up and cry and just, have so many feels. Just all the feels. All the feels. All the feels. I just can't. This story. So good. So very good. But as I said, there is a trigger warning for childhood sexual abuse. And it's just, yeah. And there's some other triggers in there, quite possibly, but that is one of the big ones. That's one of the main things. Both of them, Keenan and Lotus, are dealing with trust issues, and I loved it. I loved that there was this aspect of mental health, like physicians involved in this, because this is why I'm placing Kennedy Ryan as my queen of realistic contemporary romance, because she added that shit in there. She put in there that both characters are dealing with therapists, licensed, real therapists. They're not just dealing with this shit on their own. They're figuring it out with medical personnel, because that is what needs to happen. You can't handle this shit on your own. It's just not possible, and anyone that tells you that you can is lying to you. You need medical help, because you always need that third party, non-connected person that can help you deal and flush out what you are feeling. So good. So very, very good. Oh my goodness. I just can't. I can't say enough and let you know how emotionally connected with this book I am. Just so much. Just so much. I can't wait to see Kennedy in July, I think it is, just to give her another hug. Because when I saw her at Polycon, I gave her hugs. When I see her in July, I'll give her hugs, because this woman is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And, I can't say enough good stuff about her. If you haven't experienced her, be ready for it. Be ready for it, because it's real and it's gonna hit you. It is gonna hit you. It doesn't matter if you have a personal connection with the things that are going on in her books. She knows how to get it. Yes. So my current reads, I am still working on Envy by M.N. Forgy. Like I said, I was in a bit of an ebook slump, and this one sort of fell by the wayside, and then the whole busyness and stuff like that. And there was a tad bit of drama that went along with the Elite 7 series, where we had an author that had to drop out, and now we are waiting. There were some shifts and stuff like that, so we now have the Book of Greed that is going to be written by Kerr, UK, and K. Webster. They are going to join together, forces, darkness, yes. But that book, it will be at the end, and we are still going to get 7 books, 7 sins, and I can't wait for it. Yes, it's so amazing. Oh my God. This psychopath is I'm all in my feelings already. And dealing with Envy, the psychopath, is craziness. Craziness, yes. And I believe we get Gluttony next, and I can't wait for it. I kind of need it in my hands now. Like, I need it. I need to know what's going on. And then I am also reading Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. This is part of my Outlander project that I am doing, and lordy, I got feelings about Dragonfly and Amber. First of all, it is very, like, history driven. Like, here's some history, here's some history, here's some history, here's some more history. There's a lot of history that goes along in this book, and woo, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh man, that first part 1 of it, made me love Roger oh so much more. I love Roger to like death. Yes, he's my character. I mean, I love Jamie and Claire, but Roger is up there. Yes, he is. So that is all the stuff that I read last week. What I'm currently reading, I will probably be reading a whole bunch of other books this week as well, because I did find a couple of readathons that I might be participating in. I also got book mail, and that was from Corinne Michaels. I got Evermore, which is a novella in the 1001 Dark Knight series, Evermore, and I'm excited about that one. I got If I Only Knew and We Own Tonight, the new cover. I do still need to get one of the other books to finish out my entire collection of Corinne Michaels books. She also sent swag with that. I got this cool bookmark and some other bookmarks, and then this book sticker right there that I am loving to death. And yeah, so by the way, if you want Corinne Michaels books and you're not going to be able to see her this year, you might want to get over to her store, which she only opens a few times a year, and stock up. And things run out of there really quickly. So yeah, that's why I don't have that last book. I need to get back on there and see if she's restocked, but you know. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow.